Wayo! Hello everyone. Sorry I'm late. Ooh, 45 minutes late. That's not very good. I had some family stuff. It's all good, but it just run over a little bit. But we're here now. So welcome to the DEATHRAY cat stream. I didn't have time. Can you hear me, by the way? Yeah, I think you can. I didn't get a chance to make Bloody Mary, so I'm gonna have Belgian beer left. So here we go. What are you guys having? A bit of ASMR for you. Nearly perfectly poured. If you drink beer and you haven't tried a Belgian, then you simply must. That's better. And relax. So, here we are. Hopefully you can hear a bit of guitar as well. So we're going to talk about a bunch of stuff. We're going to talk about backing tracks. And we're going to have a little giveaway as well for a poster, which let me get that out and show you what you could win. This is what you could win. Bien français, excellent. I thought it was Belgian. Oh, left. You got me double guessing myself now. So, this is a poster you could win. X-Ray Rumble. And it's A3. And we'll do that in a little bit. Raspberry cider with vodka in the same glass. That is genius. Piss beer. Lovely pint of water. Fair enough, mate, if you've had a big weekend. Excellent. Hey, James. Nice to see everyone here. Now, what was I saying? Oh yeah, also, I'm decked out in Slackjaw today. We're doing the promo again. 15% off if you use the code X-Ray15 in the Slackjaw website. The code's down below in the description in case you forget. I'm like Garth in Wayne's World where he's wearing all the Reebok stuff. Well, that's cool because I needed some new threads and they sorted me out. 0% Pilsner, fair enough. Tastes pretty good, some of that 0% stuff. They do a good job. And you feel like you're still having a beer. Okay, little bit discombobulated. Coffee, still recovering from Bedlam. I'm not surprised, mate. Were you there for the whole weekend? I think you might have been. I was only there for one day and that took me out for a few days. So yeah, what did I do? I posted a backing track yesterday, I think it was. So I thought we could go through that a little bit. I'm also going to answer some Patreon questions. So I'm going to start with that. Let's start with an easy one. Let me see, what have we got here? I think Matt asked me what my first gretsch was. And actually it was this guy, which I got in 2008. So I saved up all my money because I knew I wanted a gretsch. I was a fan of Brian Setzer and Reverend Horton Heat, and I was just getting into that whole rockabilly, psychobilly sort of thing. All good. And then yeah, basically it was around the time when legendary Shack Shakers were doing really well, and David Lee had just come out with his signature Falcon, and it looked absolutely beautiful. So I'd saved up practically enough to get one of those, but I couldn't play one anywhere. They weren't available to try. So, and I nearly bought one. I saw one on eBay, but I kind of chickened out because I couldn't play it. I wanted to make sure it was going to be everything I wanted it to be. So I didn't end up getting it. And I dragged my girlfriend around at the time. I just went to every music shop that I could find that had a gretsch in it. So I was looking at 6120s, I was looking at White Falcons, just trying out all the different ones, trying all the pickups, figure out what I wanted. I was literally going up and down the UK. So I tried like a, what was it, 6120 DSV. It was like this, but with the Dynasonics, and I thought it played great. Then I tried like a Falcon. I thought the Falcons were a little bit more hard work, so I didn't fall in love with them. It was before they had much in the way of electromagnetic stuff. But yeah, and then I can't remember where this one was, maybe somewhere like Doncaster or somewhere in the north. And yeah, I picked this up, I played it, and just the way it played, I was like, yeah, this is the one. You know when you pick one up and it's just like, no questions. And I wasn't even bothered about the orange colour. I was like, I didn't think I was like an orange guitar guy. But I am now, because it's been a few years. So this is my first gretsch. 2008. You do the math. Because I oops, sorry about that. I'm no good at maths. How old is this? But yeah, and it's been with me on loads of gigs. I've taken it on tours. It just fits me real good. Love it. So yeah, that answers that question. How did the photo shoot go? It went really well, thank you. We got some nice photos, and we're all looking quite handsome. Emma, my other half, is very talented and can make middle-aged men look very pretty, so that's going to be good. Brian Setson it looks like he's got some kind of arthritis going on. I think he posted about not being able to use his hands, although recently I think he posted saying he's feeling a bit better, so that's good, because that's gotta suck, hasn't it? If you're that talented and it's obviously his joy to play, that would suck indeed. So yeah, that's a nice easy question from, I think it was Matt who did that. Chonky Tonk Flow on Patreon asks, what's your favourite live band, rockabilly, surf or whatever, and what makes them entertaining? I've been wanting to see more shows lately. Chonky Tonk Flow, okay, my friends in the first band that comes to mind is my friends in the Cave Girl. Keep getting the name wrong. Cave Girl and the Neandergals. That's Cave Girl and the Neandergals. They're friends of mine. They dress up as cave girls. The singer plays a double bass. She's got an amazing voice. Drummer's a friend of mine. They just got a new guitarist. They're great fun live. Just really good fun. Go check them out. They tour in the UK a lot. I'm sure they're looking to get out into Europe. Basically, anyone on this gig that I'm putting on, which I've told you about last time, 20th of April, Easter Sunday, they're all great bands. Snake Rattlers, I would check them out. They're kind of like two-piece drums and guitar, and really good songs, pretty primal, really cool. Leon Wayne, I couldn't possibly comment on that. Zipheads, they're friends of mine. If you like your psychobilly or more of a rocky kind of rockabilly sort of thing. Hey Jean-Yves, don't worry, I was late too, so you're on time, don't you worry. Dan Davis started with problems last year. Is that arthritis? Because that sucks. I just turned, well, I didn't just turn, I'm 40 now, and I've started noticing in my wrists, just sometimes I feel a little something, like it's a little bit worrying, but nothing serious for now. But I think, especially as we get older, it's really important to keep loose and make sure before you play loads of guitar, you stay loose. Do a bit of that. It looks stupid, but trust me. And then do a bit of stretching. Hey Jim, glad you could make it. Just doing some stretching here. So for 10 seconds, you just stretch out. And maybe with your fingers as well. 10 seconds. Can't use your pinky on your left hand. A lot of guitarists don't anyway. No, that's not much of a, I don't know. Quick opinion on the Epiphone Sheraton Pro. Epiphone make amazing guitars. I've not tried the Sheraton. I guess that's a little bit. Is that like the Casino, or is that a bigger body one? But yeah, I've played a few Epiphones that are really, really good. I guess it's like any make, some will be better than others. So the Ziphead support Hillbilly Moon. I went to see them as well in Leeds. Hillbilly Moon were amazing as well. If you get a chance to see them, I got up nice and close to the stage, and just the sounds they make are great. And they bring a sound guy with them. So when she's singing like really kind of ghosty, kind of reverby stuff, he's like riding the reverb and things like that. They're really good. Not your average Billy band. Satan's Lair lineup. Yes, Tim, in Bristol. I should let's have a look. Hey, I want to try this thing out. So I've got I'm going to share a screen. Hey up. Although you miss my face, so let me see if no, that's the wrong way. How's that? Hey, right. So let's see if we can Google Satan's Lair and look at the lineup. I always wanted to do this. This is what streamers do, innit? Oh yeah, I have to go on my Facebook. Is that? No, you don't want to go on my I don't want you to go on my Facebook. Let's cancel that. Satan's Lair, Bristol. Here we go. That's for Facebook again. Let's go on that. I don't know why I'm paranoid about going on my Facebook. It's probably for a good reason. Here we go, right? Cookies. Get out of here. Get out of here with your cookies. Right, Satan's Lair. Here we are. 17th, 18th and 19th of October 2025. James has got it booked already. So here we are. This was oh no, we've been announced there. Scarecrows, aka I've never seen them, but they look like fun. They all dress up like spooky scarecrows. So, which is just brilliant. Graveyard Johnny's fantastic band. If you know a Teddy Boy band, oh my god, my brain's died. Basically, his dad's in an amazing band as well. Zipheads, Pals, Mud Club. I've seen a couple of videos of them. They're cool. I don't know Zombie Met Girl. X-Ray Cat Trio. I've heard they're amazing and the singer's quite handsome. Voodooms. I think they're like a garage sort of band. Planet Strange. The lad who's putting this on, that's his band. They're cool, like more sort of traditional psychobilly. Advance tickets £50 for the whole weekend. That's pretty good. Bitter Lemons, they're something a little different. They're cool. I think they're from Birmingham. Cave Girl and the Neandergals. Yeah, Hot Stuff. I mentioned them earlier. Dead Hombres, they're friends of ours as well. There's a bit of a pal fest going on there. There's been a few more bands that have been announced since then. But that's all good. Kings of Hong Kong are on the lineup as well. They're also pals, and I saw some of them at Bedlam. How are we doing this now? Let's get rid of that. So yeah, all good stuff. I think that answered another. I'm going to read this comment out. My name is Mike Wilkinson from Oklahoma. Your rockabilly videos have taken my rockabilly playing to the next level. I'll be subscribing to your Patreon page. Thank you so much. Thank you, Sooner Legends Podcast. Appreciate that. You're very welcome on the Patreon. There's loads of stuff there. Is Rick still in the band? No, he's not. This is one of the reasons why we went for the photo shoots, because we've got a new drummer. So yeah, we're no longer, he's too busy doing his Howlin' Rick stuff. I no longer play in that band either. Still pals, of course. They're doing amazing stuff, and we share a double bassist now. So Adam Richards, who's the best double bassist I've ever played with, is playing in both bands, so you can't lose. I have a radio show here. Check them all out. Yeah, you got to see them. And another Oklahoma. Yeah, I think we've got a couple of people from Oklahoma that follow the DEATHRAY cat. I've got a pal who I've not seen for a while, but we stay in touch. So, one more question. Let's have a look. Nigel on the Patreon, he asked a question. Any advice on the best way to get a fledgling covers band? Doing quite a few tunes that you've done for lessons, gigging. So how to get a covers band gigging? We have a 45 to 50 minute set practiced and sounding pretty good. It's been 30 odd years since I last played in a band, so any advice is appreciated. Cool, so sounds like you've done most of the hard work, which is getting a set, deciding what songs to do, practicing it. So you've got your set. So how to get that gigging? What do you do? So you need to get in touch with some promoters, or put a gig on yourself. I like it if someone else is doing the promoting, because I don't know, it's one less thing to worry about. So how do you find the promoters? Like, for example, that flyer I just had up, I don't know, maybe you'd find out who was putting that on, do a bit of detective work, do a bit of chatting to your pals. And what you could do is maybe set up a video. Why don't you just set up a video in your practice room? I don't know, you could try and record it. Phones are pretty good at the minute if you get the lighting right. Just film yourself doing a track. You could do one live in your practice room, or you could maybe go somewhere a little bit more interesting looking. I think people respond well to videos if you're trying to get a gig. Obviously, if you've not gigged, you won't really have any like press quotes or anything like that. Crazy Cavern and the Rhythm Rockers, that's who I was thinking of, Sooner Legends, when I was talking about Graveyard Johnnies. The lad who sings in that band, his dad was Crazy Cavern. I think I got that right. I hope I got that right. My brain's you know what I'm like by this time. The new drummer with X-Ray hasn't gigged with us with this band yet. We had a gig in February that got cancelled because of the snow, but I have played with him in the X-Ray Surf Vehicle, which is another band of mine. So yes, I've gigged with him. No, not with this particular outfit. Okay, let's see. Okay, that's a good chunk of questions. What I might do is talk about backing tracks for a bit, because I record a lot of them and I put them up on my Patreon, but sometimes it's hard to know what to do with them. And a lot of the time when I'm speaking to students, like, it's not obvious what to do with a backing track. So what I'm going to do, let's see if this works. I'm going to get my screen up. Here it is. I'm going to go onto the DEATHRAY cat channel. Here it is. And here we are. That's us being live. Inception. And then up at the top, or it might be in a backing track playlist. Yeah, I'll go down there. Right, here it is. So I'm going to make it bigger. Excuse me. And I'm going to hit play. And hopefully you're going to hear this. Okay, this is the older one. This is actually... It's actually a pretty good start because it shows you what the 12-bar blues is, and all these backing tracks, well, they're mostly going to be based around the 12-bar blues because it's just really common in the sort of music that we play. So there's a few ways you can use this backing track. If you're just wanting to learn the chords to a 12-bar blues, you could use it for that. What I've done here, I believe, is every time a chord changes, it'll turn pink and it'll show you exactly how to play it. So here the E is pink and the dots underneath it show you how many bars have passed. So if we take it to the start, 2, 3, 4. So we got E. 2 bars. Tell me if you can hear this, by the way. Then it goes to the A, 1, just for 2. Then to E, for 2 bars. Then B7, for 2 bars. And E, for 2 bars. So that's one thing you can do with it. You can just literally practice your rhythm and changing those keys. You can hear good stuff. I prepared earlier. Now, so that would be one thing. If you're struggling with your rhythm and changing chords, that's something you can do. By the way, something you can do as a little extra thing, if you go down to your little settings here, you can change the playback speed. So if it's too fast for you, you can play at half speed, or if it's too slow, you can speed it up. So that's a little bonus to having stuff on YouTube. Of course, if you want to download these, they're on my Patreon, but you don't have to. You can play along on YouTube. That also helps me because you're giving me more watch time. It helps my channel. So whatever you want to do, it's all good. So yeah, we could play chords. And then I've got a note here, okay, minor pentatonic, minor blues scale, major pentatonics. These are all scales that would work playing along to all of this. But we'll come to that in a bit. If we're going to make it even more basic, what we could do, say you wanted to like get into just playing a bit of lead. So I'm just playing a double stop here, but I'm changing with the chord. So that's what I would say to someone if they were, really starting out and finding it hard to go at any kind of at a faster pace. So I'm playing an A here, and then back to an E, because it's an E chord. Let's find a B, play it over the B, and then back to E. So I know it's not a solo, it doesn't sound like much yet, but we're starting to think about what we're playing over. But if you wanted to, you could just pick a scale, for example, the E minor pentatonic, and just play that over the backing track without changing the chords. So I talk about minor pentatonic scales all the time because that's what you hear a lot in this sort of music. So, for example, that shape, you might have seen it. Starting on the 12th fret with your first finger, and then little finger on the 15th fret. Is it 12th? Yeah. Second guessing myself. So 12 to 15, then 12 to 14, 12, 14, 12, 14, 12, 15, 12, 15. That little shape there. And you can go down, you can go up, you can go up a bit, and then down a bit. Now, even if you just use that without any kind of fancy stuff, it's going to sound alright. So I'm going to hit play again. And I'm just going to play that scale. Let me put some slap back on. So, like I say, I'm not doing anything fancy there. What you might notice though is that I tend to stop. Every now and again I will rest on a note. A lot of the time it's going to be an E note. And within that scale you've got 3 notes. Sorry, you've got 3 E notes, which is your root note for this particular tune that we're doing. So you got one on the 12th fret there. You got one on the 14th fret, sorry, 12th fret on the low E string. You got one on the 14th fret on the D string. And then you've got one on the 12th fret on the top E as well. So they're all an octave apart. And within that minor pentatonic scale, if you rest there, it's going to sound cool. It's going to sound like it's resolving a little bit. Now, let's do that again and listen out for where I'm stopping. There's the rest. There's resting on the E. Back to the E on the D string. Resting on the E. See what I mean? If you want to improve on that a little bit, you can do a bit of bending. So bending tends to sound good, especially on the G string, on that second note there. So on the 14th fret of the G. If you bend on the 12th fret there, just like a half tone there, semitone I believe they call it. Half tone is the same thing, isn't it? That all sounds cool. Also up here on the little finger on the 15th fret, that's a classic one. And also on the B string, they all sound cool. So once you add that to your noodling, we're gonna level up even more. Kind of look like the guy from Jaws today, don't I? So let's hit that and see what we can do with it. Let's get it. Okay, so that's starting to sound a little bit tastier now, isn't it, with the bends and stuff? And yeah, it's good. The more you practice it, the more you will know where a bend is going to sound good within that framework of the 12-bar blues. And certain chords changing underneath, you're going to get to know that certain tricks that you do will sound good at that point. But the only way you're going to learn that is by playing along with a band or a backing track. So that's why I think Ahoy Quint, that's why I think it's so valuable. You know what would make it use for a humble gig? The Milk Lizards on the bill. Yeah, they're great. Oh, I don't normally swear, but that accidentally popped out there. Yeah, they're good pals of ours. Unless you are a milk lizard, I don't know, you could be. Everyone's got secret names. I'm going to tune up a little bit, because that's going to make you sound even better. Okay, so if you don't know the minor pentatonic scale yet, and you want to get into this sort of music, and you want to get improvising, then just learn the minor pentatonic for now, because it's just going to unlock so much stuff for you. I really recommend it. You won't regret it, because you can just move it around as well, because that's an E. Also, we can play it down here with the open strings. I don't know if I'm stating the obvious here, guys, by the way. I don't know what your skill levels are like, because I keep banging on about the minor pentatonic. This might be super obvious to you all, but let me know if this is useful, or if I'm just preaching to the choir. So if you know your minor pentatonic and you want to level that up even more, well, not even level it up, but add a little something extra to it, that would be minor. Just by adding one note, or two really, we can turn it into a minor blues scale. So instead of going 12, 15, 12, 14, we're going to go 12, 15, 12, 13, 14. So we're adding that note there. Then we're going to go 12, 14 again. Then 12, 14. And then we're going to add another one here. There it is, that cheeky blues note. And then the rest is the same as before. So let's hear what that sounds like. I'm just going to go up and down that minor blues scale, yeah. I added the wrong one there. Still landing on those root notes when we're resting. Okay, so I'm adding some little bends here and there and stuff. Also, what I think is super powerful in this style of soloing, and if you're looking for that rockabilly sound, is the double stops there. So instead of just playing your top E there, you play the B string below it. And if you just incorporate that into your playing. So we're going to use minor blues scale, we're going to use those bends, and we're going to use some double stops. Let's see what we get going on here. Starting to do some other stuff here now. So like I was doing a double stop down here on the B and G strings as well. Yeah, Rusty, I made my own backing tracks. So I think there's actually a link in this description to my latest one. And I've done a lesson. I'm editing the lesson, which will be out soon for the new one. And I'm going to talk a lot about double stops. In fact, I made 4 double stop tricks. So I show you those tricks, and then I kind of talk about how to take them and make them into your own solo, because when you're playing a solo, you don't necessarily want to be just copying someone else's solo, although it is fun to do that, you know, steal phrases from people. But it's also cool to just be able to improvise. So Paul has been hybrid picking a lot. Yeah, that can sound cool on the double stops as well, when you're picking 2 notes up high. Oh yeah, one of the tricks is this double stop trick. So like, we're in E here. So I'm taking that first double stop on the E and the B on the 12 frets. I'm picking it with my middle finger and ring finger there. And then the next move is to, your pinky's on the 15th fret, your ring finger's on the 14th fret. So you got that. Now, just with those 2 notes, those 2 sounds there, you could literally play an entire solo. Like, let's just make a solo out of 2 notes. So it's more to do with the phrasing than shredding a million notes and trying to melt people's faces off, I think. So 2-note solo. Pretty cool, like just 2 notes. You don't have to do the whole solo like that. You could do like I don't know, I just enjoy that a lot more than shredding up and down. Not that I can shred that well, but And that's the sort of thing that anyone can do, really, with a bit of rhythm. It's more about the rhythm there, isn't it? It's like you're having a little conversation. And you can hear stuff from old tunes and all kinds of stuff. But yeah, that's one of the tricks that I'll be looking at. And I slightly delve into the major pentatonic as well, because I often talk about the minor pentatonic, and the first position minor pentatonic is the one that everyone learns, but the major pentatonic, especially in the rockabilly playing stuff, is super useful. So even little things like if you just learn a little major box of it's almost like you're taking the chord shape as well. So the E major chord shape up here, that's like your little shape here. You can bar on the 12 frets of the G, B and E, and then hammer on with your middle finger onto the 13th fret, and you get like a major sound. You can move that around. But you can add that into your solo as well, so I did that just now. So taking that major sound, and you can start there and then move up a little bit. That's all major pentatonic stuff. But if you just learnt like the first box of the major pentatonic, the first position, that'd be a great start. You could use that as well with this, so you could play along. When I go up here, just moving on to the next box. switch. You can switch. If you're switching from major to minor, you can get some really nice sounds there. Excuse me. I'm just gonna have a look at your comments. One of these days I'll own a gretsch like yours. G2420. Cool. Streamliners are cool. May I ask you this? Pedal steel, back to the guitar. When do you switch your pickups from bridge to neck pickup? Or do you mostly keep your switch in the middle? I've accidentally got mine in the middle right now. Normally I've got it on, it depends. If I want more a bright sound, I'll go for the bridge. If I want a warmer sound, I'll go to the neck. Yeah, you might see people switching in the middle of a solo. This is a switch that alters the EQ of the guitar. It makes it it takes some of the brightness out there. Some people call it the mud switch because it makes it sound muddy. But it's good for like jazz and stuff, I guess. Which I'm not very good at. Probably going to pick up a bit of string noise from my vocal mic as well, so it's not going to be 100% accurate. Excuse me. Now I think it's time we did a little contest, isn't it? So to win this poster, sorry about that. Okay, you have to answer this question. I'm learning a new instrument. What is it? First person to guess correctly will get that poster. So type your guesses in there. So anyway, that was my backing track chat. That is actually an older one. When did I put that up? Don't matter. 8 months ago. So the latest one is actually... Why can't I navigate my own page? Here we go. This one here. Let me tell you about this. Let's see if anyone's guessed. Piano, no. Bass, no. Theremin, no. Vermont, no. Theremin, no. Upright bass, bassoon, piano, theremin, no. Trombone, no. Banjo, no. Not the fiddle, I wish. Mandolin, no. So check out this video. This lad here, this handsome young lad, is the new drummer for X-Ray Cat Trio. He's got his own studio, so I have roped him in to doing some backing tracks for me. So this backing track isn't quite as complex as the other one. It just tells you what chords I'm playing. So it's a bit faster, I think, as well, and it's in the key of A. So this little trick is one that I talk about on the lesson that's going to go with this. None of you have guessed correctly yet. So it's a double stop trick. It's kind of a little bit country chicken picking E. Oh, lap steel guitar, you got it, Jim. Jim, you got it. I think he's the first one to say lap steel. Not pedal steel, no. I'm trying to use lap steel in the I can't remember what the tune is called, but it's the country tuning, and it's really difficult. So Jim, yeah, let me know your address. I'll get you a poster. So this is the trick. One of the tricks. They start off easy. So they start off like, and I think I do one bass around the major. And then there's another one as well. It's like a mini scale. And then finally, you're pulling off and hammering on. It's a bit of a nightmare. So let's see if but basically, my point is, if you learn how to do that in one position, so you learn how to do that in A, you can move it around. So there it is in A, and it's up here in D, and it's here in it's there in E, yeah. Anyway, let's see if I can do it. It's probably too fast for me. C6, tune in. I lost it. Hey, but that's what happens when you're using the backing tracks. You'll fall off and you have to jump back on again. It's pretty fast, this one. Shameful advertising there as well on the backing track. So what I would do, I'm trying to do too much here. If it's a bit fast, I would try and keep it simple and stay within your skill set. So like, I can't try and go too fast here because I'm just going to make a mess of it. So I'm going to try and simplify stuff and see how that goes. Also, what you can do is you go over to this little cog down here, you go to your playback speed. If it's too fast, let's go half time. Let's see how that feels. Oh, it sounds a bit bad. You could use that. Yeah, half time, when it goes too slow, you lose a bit of the quality. That's it, 0.75. That's a little bit better. I missed the changes, but yeah. So you can mess around with the speeds, and what I'm eventually going to do is just have backing tracks with different BPMs and different keys. So that's the idea. Is it the Reverend Horton Heat Gretsch? Yes, it is. And as I was saying, when I was picking this guitar, I wasn't necessarily... I mean, I am a Reverend Horton Heat fan, but I'm not such a fan that I would go out and get his guitar. I just picked it up and played it, and it felt amazing. And it looked amazing too. Like, you can't really see in this light. When it catches the light, that wood grain comes out, and it's a beautiful thing. So very good. So that's backing tracks. And at some point, I'm gonna finish editing the lesson to go with this track, and that'll be out hopefully next week. We've been doing this a while now. I'm gonna go back to the questions on Patreon and see if I've missed anything. And yeah, it was the lap steel with the C6. I think I'm trying. Where do we get the dice switches? This is it's just a dice, man. So you just get a die even singular. Get a die from, this is from a board game, and I drilled a hole in it and I jammed it on the thing because the switch fell off. So yeah, if you want a die thing, just go get one and drill a hole in it. I think you can buy them, but you don't need to. Do you have tuning issues with the Bigsby? Yeah. No, I mean, like, if I'm just doing gentle stuff like that, it's fine. If I start dive bombing it, might get knocked out a bit. But also, these strings are really old. I'm a bit of a cheapskate, and I try not to change my strings if I can afford not to. So I think if you got newer strings on them, they'll stay in tune better. If your nut is lubricated and your bridge is going to stay in tune better. If you got a decent bridge, I think it helps. It's all like real small changes. Drill and tap, you're right, Jim. Silly question, was that a download app you were playing on screen? Download app? Do you mean when I was changing the time? Or no, I was just screen sharing YouTube. I'm running OBS, if you know what that is, so I can get a screen share off my use 10s or 11s. Yeah, I go for 11s if I can. Sometimes I have a mix of medium top, heavy bottom, because I like the heavier strings for the surf stuff. But I like to bend that G string, so I don't want that too heavy. But yeah, I think 10s or 11s. I wouldn't go lower than 10. Also, there's a good point. If you have heavier strings, you're less likely to go out of tune with Bigsby. I actually put a Reverend spring in this, so it's real nerdy. It's a slightly different amount of give when you press down on the lever. So on the original Bigsby's, I think there's less give. So on this Reverend, so you know the guitar company Reverend, they sell the Bigsby springs, and they're just a little bit softer. It's really hard to describe, but it's a different feel. It's not better or worse, it's just different. Like, you press it down a little bit, it will go further. I think that's what it is. Or it's softer. But just stuff like that shouldn't be out of tune. Yeah, pretty good. But if I start like, probably be out of tune. A little bit. Yeah, and it's the G string, it's always the G, isn't it? But if you're aware of that, you can normally just bring it back up to pitch. and nobody will know. Or maybe if you've lubed up your nut and your bridge, if you pardon the phrase, then it won't go out. I don't have a roller bridge. No, this is a True Arc Serpentine brass bridge. So I went through a phase of really checking out different mods and stuff. The differences probably are quite minimal, but I noticed it at the time. And I do like the look and feel of it. The Serpentine, they're by True Arc. They're particularly better with the intonation than just having a straight bar. But yeah, I like mine. I've not changed it for years. I've got an aluminium one on my other Gretsch, which is a rat rod. I prefer the brass one. My opinion on the flat wounds, they're cool. I like them for certain things, like if I want more of a thuddy kind of like old-timey sort of sound. I like flat wounds on bass. I think you really notice the difference there. I guess silky smooth noiseless playing, yeah, you get all that with the wound strings, with the round wounds. I feel like I was going to say something. I was going to look at some more questions, wasn't I? What the fuck was I? Sounds like I know about jazz, but I'm just moving that chord around. I wish I knew more jazz. My other pals do. Let me see. Oh, I had a good question from Humble Baritonics, who is quite a new patron. So I'd like to address that. How do you play a swing rhythm to a metronome? So he's into his boogie woogie licks. So boogie woogie, I think, if I'm not mistaken, it's quite a sort of swung feel. I could be completely wrong, but I think that's the vibe. Boogie woogie, dinga 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 ding. Maybe it's faster. But his question was, I'm going to get my brand new screen thing up again. How would you play swing to a metronome? So I like to go on Google and just write in metronome, and it comes up with a metronome, and I find it very useful because I don't have a metronome, but just go on Google. Now, I don't know if you can hear that. 1, 2, 3, 4. So how would I play swing to that? So for me, at 100 BPM, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Like if I was playing straight, I would play in between those beats, right in the middle. So I'm just wondering if you can hear that metronome enough. Let's turn it up a little bit. Is that doing anything? It's hard to tell over here. Maybe if I turn the guitar down a little bit. This is all coming down to technology now. Let's get rid of my slapback because we don't need that. So that's straight. I'm playing on the beat and directly in the middle of the beat. Cool, you can hear it. Now if I wanted to swing that, I would still play on every beat, but that middle beat is not going to be directly in between the beats. It's going to be slightly towards the second one. So it's not going to be in the middle anymore. It's going to be leaning or swung to the next beat. Da dun da dun da da. So 1, 2. Like, I guess you could write it down maybe to visualize it. Another way of looking at it, I think if I slow it down. Now, I was thinking about this the other day and I was like, okay, I know how to explain this. Let's see if I can do it now. So that's 80 BPM. 1, 2. Now, here's another way of looking at it. You can either count it 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, right? Or we can half that. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. I think I might need to go even slower. Yeah, let me go even slower. This might be where I might just lose everyone because I'm talking absolute gobbledygook. Right, 60 BPM. Okay. We've got 1. Or we can get 2 beats in there. Or we can divide that again into 4. Let me think about this. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Or we can divide it into 3, so you get a triplet. One, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Now, if you took out that middle beat, the 2, and you just had the 1 and the 3, you would get the shuffle rhythm. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Does that make sense? Man, I don't know if that made sense. But yeah, if you take that beat, turn it into a triplet feel, and you're hitting the 1 and the 3. I don't know if that answers that question, but hopefully there's something there. Swing to a metronome, think shuffles. Yeah, swing, shuffle is a swing, right? Kerry says makes total sense. Good. Okay. Thank you, Kerry. That is that's made it all worthwhile. If one person gets my gobbledygook, then we're winning. Right, guys, I think I'm going to sign off soon. So unless there's anything else you wanted to ask me, I know there's a few questions I didn't get back to on the Patreon, but I'll look at them next week. But yeah, otherwise, I'm going to hit the dusty trail. I'm just trying to think if there's anything else I need to tell you about. Yeah, have a go playing along to the backing track. Turn it down in tempo if it's too fast. Yeah, oh, don't forget your Slackjaw discount if you like that sort of stuff. You can wear a cool shirt like me. 15% off for DEATHRAY Cat viewers. Come to my party Easter Sunday. It's going to be a riot if you're anywhere near Leeds, UK. I think I'll be live again next Sunday. I'll let you know what time. It'll be around here.